country team. Sophomores and juniors in high school. My dad was like, get out there, just because you know what he did, and this is something that I'm learning as a parent. I learned prior to, I look forward to parenting because I look back and thought about what he did and what they did strategically. What he did, he realized he's not fast, he's not quick. If I put him in sprints, he's going to come in last, and that's not going to build his confidence, his endurance, his ego. So let me put him in something that, as long as he doesn't quit, he'll be successful. You know, go run cross country. You know, you don't have to run fast, you just got to keep going. Don't stop. But y'all, how many of y'all have ever run before, right? That, you got to mental fortitude. 5th grade, running 3, 4, 5 miles up and down hills in mud, all that crap, right? That's what he had me doing to build. And then you know what? I remember running cross country in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, 9th, 10th grade. And when other people started developing physically, and I still was behind, but I remember, but in the 4th quarter, I'm still standing like this. And they getting down on their knees. I said, so they might bet out on me for a short period of time, but I'm gonna be able to run around them when it's crunch time, when it's clutch time. I remember thinking that in the 8th grade, in the 9th grade, in the 10th grade. That's mental toughness. That's primarily, guys. When it gets down to crunch time, how do you perform? All right, so in high school, guys, think about it. That freshman year, made the varsity. Sophomore year, I was actually all district, led the team in scoring. I had grown 3 more inches, so I was about 5'10". Put on a couple more pounds. Junior year, that's when college coaches really start looking at players, right? And at best, after my sophomore year, I was a low mid-major type guy. You know, I mean, not in my mind, but in reality, look at me as a player, that was the best that I would have got. Junior year comes, and I said, I gotta take my game to another level. I set a goal, obviously that year. I was all state that year. I led the team in scoring, led the city in scoring. But I woke up every morning between 4:45 and 5 a.m., lifted weights, jump rope, shot jumpers before school every morning. And it actually got to the point where it became an obsession, okay, which is basically the same situation as what happened in Primerica, because I would be sleeping and trying to beat the alarm clock up. And I know that sounds like he's exaggerating now and he's blowing smoke, but literally, you all, it got to the point where I was like, somebody else in another time zone is waking up before I am. And if we get a national tournament, I'm playing against them, and so it became an obsession. I gotta get it. And y'all, during that time, a lot of life stuff started happening. You know, parents had a divorce, all that kind of stuff happens. I mean, crap happens in everybody's life, right? But by that point, I had trained myself how to be so focused that I wouldn't allow, and whether that could be a negative or a positive, in my mind, it was a positive. Because I still got a goal, I still got something, I got to get something I have to do, and I can't allow whatever it is, just because that stuff happened, that doesn't change what I've set a goal to do. And I can't allow that to deter me from what I want to do. That junior year, ended up becoming all-state. Who had grown 3 more inches, and in my senior year, I grew 3 more inches. So I was about 6'4" as a senior, and I told you I played point guard my whole life, you know, so I was a 6'4" high school senior, probably about 180 pounds. Actually, my senior year, I was about 30 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and, you know, I got a scholarship to LSU, Louisiana State University, which I had always wanted to do that, all right, because, you know, my dad had played at LSU, and he was the first African American to play basketball at LSU in the 1970s. And the significance of that, obviously, that wasn't that long ago. Okay, really, when you think about it, right? But the significance, guys, was in the early, I got to go through this quick, but in the 1950s, my grandfather, who was a principal in a rural town in Louisiana, Kentwood, which is also where Britney Spears is from. My dad and Britney were high school teammates. Britney's dad and my dad were high school teammates. So I used to see her when she was you know, before Star Search, running around barefoot in the country. We all still runs around barefoot. But, you know, my grandfather wanted to go to LSU, get a master's degree, and because of the racial climate at the time, the state of Louisiana said, well, you can't go to LSU, but we're going to pay for you to go to Michigan State. So the state, instead of allowing him to come to LSU and pay his own way, paid him to go to Michigan State. All right, so, but he had enough foresight, he had enough, you know, just as a greater man, Collis Temple Sr. said, okay, son, you're going to go. The governor of Louisiana came, and when that was still legal, came to Kentwood and actually recruited my dad to go to LSU. He said, we want your son to integrate LSU. And my grandfather said, okay, you know, obviously I ain't going to have my hard feelings about all that. I think this would be a great opportunity for him. And we're in Utah, y'all may not, y'all probably can't imagine some of the stuff that my dad had to deal with, okay? But he did it, and he did it with an unbelievable amount of just class and humility, and he's done a great job since then. But I knew that I wanted to go to LSU, okay? All right? I think about the players that have come through LSU, whether it be Shaquille, who you know, was a ball boy, and you know, he used to come over to the house literally every week, every other day, because his girlfriend used to babysit us, you know what I'm saying? So his girlfriend did, right? So who knows, right? But so I remember I was a ball boy on that team, and I used to see how good LSU was, and I said, I'm going to go to LSU. But even though I told y'all what I was averaging in high school, people still doubted me being at LSU. They said the only reason that he's there is because of his father, the only reason that he's there, you know, and this is when I learned it, y'all. You got to use the haters as motivators. All right? You have to use the haters as motivators. Negative influences, negative people. It's exactly what Mr. Addison said. You got to be able to find a way to use that type of stuff as fuel rather than water to put out and, you know, your fire. And I got great at it. I learned early on how to use negative influence, negative people as fuel to just make me want to prove them wrong more. Versus, well, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm not going to be able to make it. Maybe I won't be able to do it. Maybe I am. Because, guys, I remember they had a great recruiting class that year, and even though I had been MVP of the high school all-star game in Louisiana, I was starting 10 players, Steve, 8 of them were Division I, 1 of them was the McDonald's All-American first team, right? And I was MVP of that game. And they were writing up all the, you know, and the guy who was McDonald's All-American was the top guy that LSU had picked up, you know what I'm saying? So we were both going in but I was just that other kid. I was just the other kid, right? The other guy that they let in because his dad played at LSU. And so guys, when I got to LSU, they put up a write-up of all the recruits. You know, they do this guy did this, they had everybody's high school stats, and this is what they put. I was the last guy they had. And they had son of a former LSU player, LSU standout, Collis Temple. That's all they put in my background. So once again, that's more what? More fuel. So, God, and then to add to that, and this is when I learned that everything happens for a reason. Freshman year, first year, I was about 6'4", I was 6'5", I'm pretty good size, I'm a guard. Not, you know, I'm 30 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, so I'm putting up some pretty decent numbers, right? But I wasn't, you know, this is major Division I basketball.